class activity 1 to the last presentation, and when it will be given, tentatively it is mentioned, and the duration also is mentioned there. So in today's class, what we'll be doing, we'll be giving introduction to the concept, to the course, then some important concepts will analyze, and then we'll go for analyzing one caselet or situation which is inherent with some important concepts of economics. So today we'll analyze that, and the same thing, the analysis, some of you will be presenting verbally in today's class, but all of you will be submitting the same analysis what we will be doing today in the class in black and white in the Google Classroom in the form of activity 1, which will be carrying 5 marks. This caselet is situation is hypothetical, with some constraint it is given to you. You will be acting upon that. It is related to your choice, your preference, and as you know, choice, there is no wrong and right in choice, but whether you are effective in your choice or not, that is important. You may go for a choice which is not very common, very appreciable by others, but if you are logical regarding your choice, then you are having the worth. Maybe sometimes what happens, if you look into any case in court, sometimes what happens, the originally the person who is to be a winner lose the case because of not having strong logic. That means what? If you can provide strong logic to a statement which is not that much appreciable, then also it is okay. So it happens in case analysis, case analysis, yeah, situation analysis. So the first activity will be caselet analysis, yeah, situation analysis. Today we'll be discussing 50% of that, and the remaining part will be doing in pen and paper and submitting it in the group classroom. For that, I will be uploading the assignment or activity in the Google Classroom. It will take some time, but today we'll give some. We'll analyze the caselet or situation. After the analyzing the caselet, we will be linking the case with some important concepts of economics. And in my teaching learning process, what I generally do, I don't believe in the lecture mode of teaching. My teaching mode is basically interactive mode, means I will be involving all the students in the process. In fact, I keep one component as internal assessment, that is class participation. I keep 6 months. But this time, the last component, I will be putting that in a class participation. Okay? So we will be participating in the class activities. I'm aware that you are not very much, you can say, sure about the technicality of the course. But at least from your analytical skill, you can say that whether it is good or bad. So that I will be expecting from you. Okay. So before going to that caselet, before going to discuss in detail the introduction of this particular chapter, particular course, I would like to know from you your expectation from this course, your perception about this course. I need at least 3-4 responses on this. Anybody? What you feel about this course? What are you expecting from this course? Anybody can volunteer and give a view, or don't be hesitant to speak something which you may be not sure. Even sometimes what happens, whatever you say, that may not be appropriate, that may be wrong, that may be completely away from the concept. Still, don't be hesitant, because this is the platform where you can eradicate, you can wipe out your yourself. So just stay whatever you feel.
So I'm assuming in engineering economics, I mean, like we'll probably be taught something like maybe like demand supply equal market, something stuff like that. Because I had actually had economics in plus two also, so I'm assuming ours would be similar.
Okay, means demand, supply, and market equilibrium. Good, very good. Anybody else? No. If it is wrong also, don't be shy for that one. All are your friends and I am here to guide you. So don't mind to speak something which you feel it is not sure. It is not certain, it is not appropriate also.
Sir,
Yeah.
basically in economics we learn about demand and supply and like what kind of products will probably perform better than the others. And as an engineer, we're expected to develop those according to the demands and supplies. So probably that is what we will be understanding here: how to understand the market demand and develop products according to those.
Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, anything else? Anybody? So both of them, they focus on two things: demand and supply, and again market. And the second student, she added the engineering aspect, means the making use of the economic principles for the engineering decision. So we can say, now we can come to the exact meaning of this one from layman's perspective. Be it demand or supply of any product, be it market equilibrium, what we usually do for anything to achieve in the business arena or economics arena. The crux of the problem is limited resources, but our wants are, our plans are huge. Means we are having many things to do, but resource constraint is there. For example, our monthly income is given. It may be 50,000, 1 lakh, 20,000 like this. But we have n number of wants to be satisfied in a month. So our income is not enough to address to all those wants. Therefore, the problem arises. What we have to do, we have to allocate our given income on different heads so that most important heads, most important ones have been addressed and we are getting maximum success. Ayush, anything you're telling Ayush?
No, sir.
Mute the mic. Yeah. So the problem arises because of this. Our resources available with us is limited, but our plan, our wants are a good list. Means we can say human wants are unlimited, but to satisfy those wants, what we need or what we have is limited. Our resources, our money income is given, but wants are many, so we have to allocate that. So in this context, we are using one word, want. There are similar type of words called desire and also demand. So three terms I'm using now: desire, want, demand. So can you tell me whether these three are different or both three of them are same? So let me go to the white screen so that we can explain it properly. So I'm telling, yeah. Still, we are telling two terms. One is desire, second is want, and third is demand. What is your perception regarding these three terms? Are they same? Are they different? If they are different, can you point out the points of difference? Okay, if you are not
So
finding,
demand is a quantitative thing. Like a lot of it's a lot of people together can only achieve that. One person cannot increase or decrease the demand. There has to be a group of people. Everybody wants that only
no,
particular.
What you are referring to, that is the market demand you are referring to, but individual demand is also there. Suppose you are demanding 5 kg of rice for a week. So that is your demand. But what you refer to, that is market demand. Of course, in market demand, an individual consumer may not influence that much. But there is also individual demand. Okay. Anything else?
So, like you said, that our wish for gaining things are unlimited, but resources are limited. So
Okay.
we can say desire is like that too. Our desire is unlimited, but our need, the resources to get the desire fulfilled, is limited. So there's a difference between the desire and demand also. In contrast, we can say.
Means you are telling that what we exactly purchasing, we are having, that is our
Hmm.
demand. But what we are aspiring to have, we seem to have our desires.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, okay. Very good. Very good. Now I am just
So
dividing it.
demand is also a more aggressive approach.
No, oh no, you are going in that way that I am demanding to have this one. So in that sense, don't interpret this one. This demand means what we are purchasing, what you are having. You are right in that sense. Demand, we are demanding to have. Means, it is our right to have this demand. No, in that sense, we are not explaining the concept. The demand here is demand for a product, demand for a commodity, demand for a service. Okay, so I'm now clarifying the three concepts. Desire, what he rightly said, desire means wishing something to have. What you wish or aspire to have now is your desire. So while we wish to have something, we don't look into whether I am having the capability to go for that or not. Simply, I'm having the wish, I'm having the dream of having this one. So that is my desire. I'm just giving some hypothetical example. Let's say at present you are having the wish of uh, having a bike, having a pair of dress materials, having a book of any of the courses which is there in the semester 3, other than the book what you are going to get from the university. And fourth one is, let's say, the a dinner, decent dinner, not very high-fi dinner, not mediocre dinner, a decent dinner. While you listed the wishes, yeah, desires of yours at the moment, you didn't think of how much money I'm having. You didn't think of whether I can afford to this or not. You just prepared a list of your wishes. Now suppose you are having at present only 500 rupees with you. For fulfilling the desire of the bike, you need at least 70,000 rupees. For a branded dress material, pair of dresses, maybe 2,000 rupees. For a book, hypothetically, let's say it is 500 rupees. Whatever book you are targeting, the cost of that, price of that is 500 rupees. Dinner, because it is a decent dinner you are planning of, so it will cost around 5 rupees, nearly 500 rupees. Okay? From this desire list, we will prepare the want list. Wants are all those desires which can be individually satisfied. Which can be individually satisfied. If we, it means what? To prepare the want list from the who is that? Ayush, you mute your mic. So to prepare the want list from the desire list, what we'll be doing? Each desire will be tested with respect to the resource, with respect to the income, with respect to the credibility of the consumer. So with 500 rupees, we cannot have the bike. With 500 rupees, we cannot have the dress. With 500 rupees, we can have the book. With 500 rupees, we can have the dinner. Individually, we tested each of the desires and we found that out of the four desires at the moment, two are treated as want. Those are book and dinner. Okay, so now we got two wants. One is book, second is dinner. Individually, they can be satisfied. But at a time, simultaneously, you cannot have that one because your resource constant is 500. Book is costing 500, they are very close to that. Dinner is also going to cost 500, they are very close to that. So either you can go for book or you can go for the dinner. Finally, suppose you prefer to have the book because you thought book is more important for me than the this in dinner. I can have this in the next month. Yeah, if somebody is there who is thinking that I can manage the book by borrowing from my friend, yeah, going to the library, and but I am fascinated to have the dinner today, so I will go for dinner. Here, either you can go for a book or you can go for the dinner. That is ultimately you are demanding. So this is the point of difference among these three concepts. Desire is simply the wish list, which does not look into the credibility, the affordability of the consumer. Wants are all those desires which can be individually satisfied with given resource constraint. And demand is ultimately the want what is being satisfied. The want of book was there, so that we purchased, so that is satisfied, so we demanded the book. The book is demanded by me. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So these are the three concepts. It seems they are same, but there are differences. Thin line differences are there. In our course, entire course, most of the times we'll be using these two terms: want and demand. Demand wants, demand for product, individual demand, market demand, demand schedule. All these things with market equilibrium we'll be discussing in the course. Want and demand. Similarly, two more concepts I spoke now. One is product, second is commodity. Both of them seems same, no? Product and commodity. Yeah, is there any difference? Product and commodity. Are you finding any difference? They both are same. But many times what we do, we mentioning, we synonymously use product and commodity. In fact, there is slightest of slight difference between these two.
The commodity is raw material, product is a finished product.
Okay, it is one way of presenting this one. It is not appropriate, but thanks for giving a, you can say, apt guess. Anybody, anything else? Okay, between these two, one is meant for masses, another is meant for classes, mass and class. One is for mass, while the other is for class. Class means in this area, a particular segment of the population. Mass is for everybody.
So product would be for class, commodity would be for masses.
Very good. Very good. Product is for the class, commodity is for the mass. In fact, if you go by these two terms, almost all the gadgets what we are using now, as it comes to the mankind, it comes with a product name. It is a product. But as time passes by, as innovation takes place, as the production cost comes down, then the product becomes a commodity. Like best example is mobile phone. Mobile phone, when it came to India, it was a status symbol commodity. Those who were using this one, we are looking at them because it was for the first time they were using. It was a big handset with small antenna. Incoming, outgoing was charged heavily. Okay, so it was a status symbol and it's a product. But if you look at the current scenario, everybody is having multiple mobile phones. So this is a commodity now. Okay, so in this context, if I ask you, What is what is the laptop? Is it a product or a commodity now?
So it depends on the brand from which it came. Let's say it's from Apple, then it would be class, and it would be from other one which is less known, then it is much cheaper, then it will be commodity. Prices and the brand would decide that is a commodity or a product.
No, while we talk about a product, means a commodity, a product, it is holistically taking into account all the brands.
Okay, okay, okay.
So a product is means this laptop as a product is carrying multiple brands. You look into you just consider all the brands. Then by considering all the brands, what tag you will be giving to laptop? Is it a product or a commodity now?
Commodity.
Then it would become commodity.
Commodity is something which is for the basic need of humans.
Commodities for the seniors. Then in that from that point of view, will laptop be a commodity? Okay. Good. You have thought logically, very logically. It is a commodity if you look into the students and teachers in a higher educational institution or corporate officers is the population. If the entire population is only students in higher education institutions, teachers, or corporate people, then obviously it is a commodity because mass age of the all those people, and they are all of them are having. But if you look into account the population, India's population as a whole, then it is not a commodity. Still, it is a product, and maybe in a few decades you will find that it is going to be a commodity. But it is not with everybody. No? It is as you look into the student sample, you will find that every student in the professional education is having a laptop. So from that point of view, it is commodity. And what he rightly said that if it is basic need, it is serving the basic need, it is a commodity. And for a student, definitely laptop is serving the basic need. So it is a commodity if we consider students, teachers, and corporate officers, people is the universe, is the population. But if you look into entire population of the country as a whole, then it is not a commodity. Okay, so after knowing this one, this desire, want, and demand, we'll just have a pause over here. We will define now economics in a layman's perspective. Then we will go to the situation or case slide. If we go by defining economics, there are different definitions which will be discussed in brief in subsequent classes, maybe in the third class, because second class will be engaging for this case slide. Maybe in second class or third class. But without going to the definition, if anybody asks what economics is all about, then we can say economics is a science which studies economy. Economics is a science which studies economy. Then what is economy? Economy is nothing but getting the best out of limitation. Getting the best, most out of limitation or scarcity. Means we are having limited income, scarce resources. With this limited income, how to get maximum? If I am a consumer, how to get maximum welfare, maximum satisfaction? If I am a producer, how to get maximum output, maximum revenue, maximum profit. If it is government, how to maximize social welfare. Okay, be it individual, be it consumer, be it producer, be it government, each stakeholder is having limited resources. So with that limited resources, we have to optimize maybe satisfaction, maybe welfare, maybe cost. Cost means minimization of cost, output, profit, etc. So by covering this course, we will be having the intent of achieving efficiency. If you are getting the most out of limitation, that means you are efficient. You are efficiently making use of your resources. So achieving efficiency, you can know the trick of achieving efficiency by covering these topics. As you have already mentioned, demand and supply, market equilibrium means you will be striking balance between two market forces, demand and supply, and strike to an equilibrium which will be conducive, favorable to all the stakeholders. Those who are demanding, that is consumers, those who are supplying, that is producers. If in any point of time, one of these two parties, producers and consumers, is getting exploited, that will cause economic disruption. Means what? Take the example of a farmers. Whenever in any season, suppose because of a good monsoon, favorable climatic condition, suppose one crop production went up like anything. It had happened few years back. Every year it is happening, but few years back it was exceptional. Maybe in 2015 years, 16, 17 years, like this. Means the tomato production was so huge that the price came drastically down to the extent of 50 paisa per kg. Just consider the cost of the farmers. Is it so that they have spent only 50 paisa per kg to produce that one? Answer is no. But the price came drastically down because of this huge production. Harvest, huge farmers, good number of farmers had cultivated tomato, so harvest was huge. So as a result, supply went up drastically, and that forced the price level to go down drastically. That time, the farmers got affected negatively to the extent possible. Next year, what happened? Those farmers didn't dare to come for a production because they thought that the same thing may happen. It is happening many times. It had also happened once when basmati rice production was huge. FCI could not manage to procure that from the farmers and give the reasonable price. The problem was there. It means if there is any bottleneck in any side, be it supply side or demand side, the economy is going to feel the punch of it. Therefore, every stakeholder, supplier, that is the producer, demander who is demanding, that is the consumer, they should be efficient. Then only the economy will be running smoothly. Okay. Now, before going to the depth of the concepts, I'm just taking all of you to the situation. So it is a hypothetical situation for all of you. As you know, the role of dialysis machine, it is mentioned in this slide. It is basically meant for the patients having a kidney problem. So until they get a transplantation, kidney transplantation, they need the dialysis machine. And there is a hypothetical situation. It is like this one. One hospital is there in the town. It is having only one dialysis machine. Other hospitals are not there. Yeah, if they are there, there is no dialysis machine. And the constraint is that machine's optimal capacity is 30 hours per week. Means that machine can serve to the extent of 30 hours per week. So you are the owner of this hospital, you are boss of this hospital. Before you, many aspirants are there, many patients are there who are on queue to get treated by you. But it is there in the next slide, all the patients. That those patients' details are given, like the age group of the patient, age of the patient, their role in the family, whether they are indispensable or not in the family, then their machine hour required for dialysis. This data will be there. If you add all the patient's requirement, you will find that it is more than 60 hours. Means the patients given to you, patients on queue, are demanding 60 hours of machine, dialysis machine, whereas you are having only 30. You can optimally utilize means you can optimally utilize to the extent of 30 hours per week. Even less you can use, but you cannot go for 1 minute more. Okay. Then because 60 plus hours are required, 30 hours is with you, then you have to make a choice. The problem of choice comes over you. You have to choose the patients. Had there been 70 hours of a machine hour with you, the problem of choice would not have been there for you, because all the patients should have been treated one by one. Then while choosing the patients, you have to apply your personality trait and your, you can say, yes, personality trait. Means what type of person you are, that will be reflected on the selection, neuro selection. Your task is, you will be selecting the patients. While selecting the patients, you need to take care two things, or two aspects you have to keep in mind. One is the humanitarian aspect, because you are dealing with the human lives. Your objective should be to save more and more lives. As many lives as possible, you need to save. This is one aspect. Second, while saving the life, you should see that those lives I am saving, how important they are in their families. Means you have to prioritize your patient. First patient is A, yeah, B, I am selecting because he is badly required in the family. Okay, so this is one aspect, humanitarian. Second is your business aspect, because you are the boss. Simply doing humanitarian job will not make you sustainable. So you need to make your business sustainable and profitable. So for that one, you have to see that your business is going to sustain with the required volume of profit what you are estimated. So these two things you have to keep in mind before taking a decision about the selection of the patients. Okay, so could you follow what you are going to do? You will just pick up the patients who are there on priority. Patient B first, D second maybe, C third maybe, A fourth maybe, like this. Against them, each of the patients, you have to mention the hours you are spending. Then you will total the hour, how many hours you are using. Okay, so after doing this one, some of you will be presenting. Presenting means you will be showing that this is my choice. This is my choice. Other students will ask you question if they are having. Questions means what? They may question you why you picked up patient B, why not K, why not D? Simply asking why patient A is not a question at all. You have to ask. A means you have to give an alternative. Why A, why not B? This type of question we are asking. Then the presenter will be explaining by his logic, why she has picked up A, not. Okay. In this way, few students, maybe 4-5 students will be presenting, because time will not allow for everybody. But all other students, not all students will be submitting the same thing in the Google Classroom, which will be taken as activity 1, carrying 5 marks. Okay, in this caselet, there are 3 important concepts of economics are inherent. We will be linking those 3 concepts to this caselet after analyzing the case. Now it is up to you. All the patients are here in this slide. Your task is to pick up the patients on priority, who you feel the most urgent patient, who is need to be treated first. It should not be same for everybody, because person to person it varies. You may be having likingness towards children, so you may go for child first. I may be having the likingness towards the elderly people, I will go for the most eldest person first, like this. Okay, you just note down the patient on your rough note, patients against each patient, the number hour consumed. Okay, then as it is done by everybody, I will be inviting few volunteers, 4-5 volunteers will be presenting their case with some debate argument on that. Okay, time starts from now. I will be calling or stopping it by 3:42. by 3:42, we will start presenting the choices. All of you will start doing it. Any question? Anybody is having that I could not get it, what to do? Everybody has got it, it's okay. If anybody is having any doubt, please ask.
Can you repeat what to do?
You will pick up the patients for you, for your hospital. Your hospital is having one machine with 30 hours of machine constraint. Means who are those patients you are going to treat? And while treating, suppose B, C, D, E, F like you are treating, you may have a rank that to me, E should be first. E I will write first. Then maybe H. Then maybe A. Like this, I will be listing the patients who I am going to treat. And each of them, how many hours are consuming, that will mention. As it is done, you will just reveal that to me and we will be discussing on that. Is it okay? Anybody is having any doubt? No. Okay. While selecting the patients, two considerations you need to look into. One is humanitarian aspect, second is business aspect. Humanitarian aspect means as many lives as possible you need to save, and those who are saved by you, they should be definitely more indispensable than those who you are ignoring. And second, business perspective means your profit you should look into, your business you should look into. So from that aspect also you have to see. Your machine is optimally utilized, that you should look into. Your choice won't be right or wrong because everybody's choice is a choice, that you should not say right or wrong. But how effective your choice is from humanitarian point of view and from business point of view, that will analyze.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, my preference would be the patient A.
Just wait. Because let others do, we'll start. Your name?
Sir, Pranav Nihal.
Pranam. So I will start from you. Just wait for a couple of minutes. If everybody has done it, please inform me so that we will start the discussion analysis. Okay, shall we start with Pranam because others may be doing also. Let them do. So in between, maybe Pranam will start and others will ask questioning him if at all. Otherwise, we'll just proceed like this. Is it okay? Shall we wait for a couple of minutes? I will start now. No response, both way. Okay, let us start. Pranav, you just stay.
Yes, sir. Sir, sir, first of all, I would like to give my preference list.
Hmm.
Like the first patient,
Hmm.
the patient A,
Hmm.
C, F,
Hmm. Hmm.
and K is my preference, which is a total of 29 hours.
ACFK. Okay.
Yes, sir.
A is needing 10 hours, C is
Yes, sir.
needing 4 hours, F is needing 5 hours, and K is needing 10 hours. So you are using 29 hours. Okay. So now, after knowing the preference of choice of Pranam, is there anyone who is having any question to him regarding his choice? Why this, why not that, like type of thing? No.
So can he repeat his proposal?
His choices are A, C, F, K. A, C, F, K. By serving these 4 patients, he is utilizing 29 hours of his machine.
Sir, and one more thing I would like to add, the C can be replaced with H. So there is one option that C can be replaced with H, but right, it can be AFHK. So I'll go with AFHK, but it would
So
be
you
better,
are
I guess.
changing your stance. A, F, H, K.
I did not read a word which was indefinitely.
Okay, okay. Point. H is your 5, K is your 10. Okay. Okay. He has changed his preference. AFHK. Any question?
Sorry, sir, it's I. I got confused by H. Oof. Sorry, sir. It's I because he has no children. Right.
You first
I
think
wrote in
your
a rough copy.
choice. You first
Sir,
think
I
your
wrote in a rough copy. I can show you. It's a little
ah.
clumsy, so
Okay, one second.
I got
Final.
confused.
Final tell. A,
It's A
huh,
F
huh,
I K.
huh, K. A, F, I, K. A is 10, F is 5, K is 10, and I is 4. Okay, 29. It is final?
Right, sir.
Okay. Now, any question to him?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why would you prioritize I, who has no children, over maybe G or H, who have 2 young children and would require a parent?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. That's my fault.
So,
It would be H. I'm sorry for that. Actually, I have written it so badly that I'm so confused. Wait a second, I'll show it.
what will you do in an exam paper? If you do like this,
Sir, my handwriting is too bad.
hmm. Okay, you just wait for maybe the next class we will discuss your case. Anybody else we can give
Sir,
it?
see. Sir, I got confused between these I and H here. If you
Okay,
can see.
you settle down with your confusion. By that time, maybe others will present. Okay. Anybody else?
Sir, can I?
Yeah, tell.
Sir, patient H,
H,
patient J,
J,
A,
A,
F
F,
E.
E. Okay, H is 5, J is 6, A is 10, then F is 5, E is 4. Yeah, 30 hours. Okay, your name?
Sir Saksham Sharma.
Saksham. Okay, anybody having any question to him?
The options.
Options
So
are H.
where is priority given?
Priority has given H. Shall I write that? Okay, I'm writing that in the. It is H, J, A, F, E. Hours are 5, 6, 10, 5, 4. Total it is coming 30. Any question to him?
Sir, why did you?
Please, may I see the question again?
Ah,
So, for E, he has brothers and sisters. So, why he is prioritizing him?
in place of E, what you are suggesting? Who you are suggesting? In place of E, who you think should have been picked up by him?
So, what he chose? I want to see that again.
Oh, okay. He has chosen this one. H, J, A, F, E. You are telling why he picked up E while he is having brothers and sisters. Then, in place of him, who you are suggesting?
Sir, sir, instead of E, why didn't you choose I?
Okay, Saksham, you just explain. Why E, why not I?
So he is a 7-year-old child, so he has a brighter future ahead of him, and that person is a 30-year male, so he has no children until now, and maybe not in the future. Has lived 30 years of his life already. But for a child that is 7-year-old, he has done anything in his life, so he deserves more than a 30-year-old person because he has much more potential than a 30-year-old person.
But what if the 30-year-old person is like already well settled and is helping the society?
Well, if he was well settled, we would have gotten such information. As we don't have such information, we can't consider it like that. Because it was like that, it was written like K and J, but it's only a
Sir,
30-year-old man. That's all.
Sir.
With no
I have a
children.
question.
Yeah. Well,
Actually, there are few points which I would like to make. First, when he is having, when a family is having 3 children or already is having 2 other siblings, so there is less loss than compromising the loss of someone else. And better option would be to have one more dialysis machine so that many other such lives of small kids can be saved in future by compromising J and E.
so you are preferring K. You are preferring K,
K over J and E.
J and E. What is your
So,
point,
but
Saksham?
K has a condition. It has a 1-year time condition. So many people will die in between them. So he said, if I live, then I will donate it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So his
So
point
why
is
not G?
okay.
It's
Why
not
G?
Just wait. Coming to his point that why not K in place of J and E? J and J and J and E. Okay.
J and E.
So what is your explanation of Saksham?
Sir, he's a older and old man, which is wealthy. I can understand that point of view, and he's giving a dialysis after 1 year. But he's 65 years old and he's taking 10 hours. So if I'm practically thinking, his chances to live are comparatively low compared to those old people, and he's giving a condition: if I live, then I will. So it is already an I will. You are not sure you will get it or not. You can back out in last minute and you don't know, and it would have lost the life of some people, which can affect your image also, public image, which can lower your business too. So
Very
in that contrast, I think not giving him would be fine.
Very good. Very good.
But then you see there is like 1 year time. You have 1 year time. Within 1 year, you may get, you may not get. But if you choose, let's say E and J, I guess.
If I choose E and J, J's brother is donating a kidney, and then A would be in a condition of. You can see the description.
By saying business aspect, K should be the first priority.
He's
for
in
the
if,
hospital.
and plus business requires your image too. If I take a lot of old people and discard the young ones, that will destroy the image too, which will indefinitely in long run destroy your image and your business too. Image equals to business too. So in medical also, in medical perspective, you see, a hospital image will decide its business. This is a
Okay,
brand-
someone is asking to you, why, what about G probably? One girl was asking. What is your question?
Yes, so why not G? Because sir, she also has 2 young children.
Okay, what is your explanation, Satsam?
So G would cost me. The G is a single 6 hours, taking 6 hours. So it will. If I see 4, then it will cost me some time in between two. So I have to remove J, and J has 6 hours, or I have to remove 2 patients, which is H and E, for 6 hours. So it will cost me 2 patients if I see in that way, because I need 3 of them are important over J, A, and my which one was that, F2. So
Okay, we are falling short of time. We'll resume this class from here only in the next class. Now we'll stop here and take the attendance. Okay, all of you who have done, just note it down. We'll resume the class from here only.
Okay, sir.
Just wait for a couple of minutes for attendance. Five 101 26 58
Yes. Sir, 101 present, sir. 101 present.
Okay. 111
present, sir.
134 119 206
Present, sir.
235
Present, sir.
46
Sir, 134 present.
134 present. Okay. 253 268 315
Present, sir.
348
Present, sir.
397 399
Yes, sir.
427
Sir,
Present, sir.
397 present.
which one?
397, sir.
Okay. 434
Present, sir.
467 148
Present, sir.
539 603 165
Present, sir.
663 673 168 883 885
Present, sir.
910
673 present, sir.
Present, sir.
okay 939
63 present.
which one?
63, 663.
Okay. 939, 985, 2005,
Present, sir.
Two
939 present.
Excuse me, sir.
205 present.
539 present. Mic was not working.
I'll back. Wait for a last one. 205,
Present, sir.
207,
Present, sir.
2072,
Present, sir.
110,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
129,
Present, sir.
213,
Present, sir.
187,
Present, sir.
253,
Present, sir.
227,
Present, sir.
270,
Present, sir.
229,
Present, sir.
460,
Present, sir.
516, 532,
Present, sir.
540,
Present, sir.
680, 700, 865,
600 present.
865, 932, 294.
Present, sir. 932 present.
Present, sir.
Okay.
Present, sir. 294 present, sir.
Yeah. 318,
Present, sir.
320, 469, 353,
Present, sir.
479,
Present, sir.
491,
Present, sir.
567,
Present, sir.
575,
Present, sir.
651,
Present, sir.
660,
Present, sir.
678, 798,
Present, sir.
809, 811,
Present, sir.
814,
Present, sir. 814.
815, 817,
Present,
sir.
two responses, 825.
Sir, 815
Present,
present,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Sir, 809.
Sir,
sir.
815 present, sir.
Yeah, I have given. 832, 853,
Present, sir.
895,
Present, sir.
936, 939,
Present, sir.
957,
Present, sir.
959,
Present, sir.
960,
Present, sir.
992.
Present, sir.
Anybody else whose attendance is not marked?
Sir, 809.
Sir, 467.
Sir, 1253.
One by one.